Hello everyone, it's Sheila back with the last part of the tutorial. I'm going to show you how I sew the seam on this. I've already sewn some of it, the side seams and the sleeve seam, and I've sewn the sleeve on this one. Now I'm going to show how I sew those seams. So this is the two pieces of the rib for the bottom and one of the sides of the cardigan. And I hold them flat like that and just go from one part of the stitch to another part on the other side, and flat stitch. That's what you call flat stitching. My nails might not look very clean, although not too bad, because I've been in my garden most of the day digging up potatoes and picking off peas and other things that needed digging up. I've washed my hands, but it takes a few scrubs to get the muck off my nails. It's rather a warm day as well. I've been sitting outside on my lounger with this cardigan sewn it, and it was getting rather warm. My hands were getting sticky and so that's the side seam. And that's how it looks on the other side. And now I'm going to back stitch the sides. Put a pin in. My other pins. I need my pin cushion for this. Put a few pins in here and there too. So I'm putting the two pieces together like that and just doing the back stitch. You don't want the stitches too big, or else you'll make it like holy on the other side. And that's how I'm going to do the side, back stitch up the side. So that's how you do the side seams, and I've already done the sleeve seam as far as the wool would go. When I get up to that part, I'll fasten those bits off together. And that's it for now. I'll come back later with the bands after I knit them. I've knitted the bands for the cardigan, and I had 8 stitches, and I done knit 1 per 1 twisted rib until I measured the band up against the side until it came to about here. So that's about 1.5 inches shorter than what the actual side measures. And then when you put the band on, you have to stretch it slightly to make up for that 1.5 inches that you've left. If you make it exactly the same length as the band from here to there, when you come to put it on, either your top will be up like that or your bottom will be hanging down like that. So you have to make it a little bit shorter, about 1.5 inches, and stretch it to fit the side. And I've done this. This is the buttonhole one. I've got it ready to sew on, and that's what I've done with that one. I've stretched it slightly. When I put it on, I've just pulled it and stretched it a little bit until it fit the side. And I've done the buttonholes, and the buttonholes are just knit. I think I knit 3, wool forward, knit 2 together, very loose, and then knit the rest of the stitches across. And then just do that for, I did 20 rows. It depends what length you're doing the cardigan, but I did 20 rows between each buttonhole. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttonholes on here, and I'm going to show how I sew the band on now. I've got my pin cushion there. Scissors if I need them. I'm going to take this pin out, the first pin out. I'll blow that up a little bit to make it easier to see. And when I sew the button band on, or the buttonhole band this is, I just take the stitch, part of the stitch from one side, I tend to go through these places like this where you have what I call the little knobbly bit. Yeah, you can see it on the other side there. Take the next pin out. And that's how you go all the way along, stretching the band slightly as you're knitting. Sometimes you have to pull a little bit more in than what you do in other places. And that's how you go sewing the band down there. And now I'll come back when I've finished the band. Now I'm going to show you how I sew the buttons on. I've put a pin at the top. First I found the first buttonhole there and I pinned it. Then I put a pin up the top to stop it moving there. And the same at the other end. I put the pin in there where the button goes and then a pin on the bottom to stop it moving while I found where I have to put the rest of the buttonholes. So you see the pins there. It's a bit hard to see against the grey. And these are my buttons. And I'm using the same wool that I knitted it with for to put the buttons on. I don't use thread. I always use wool. I've had a little bit of a job to thread this because it's a thinner needle, because you'll need a thinner needle. I do have one of those things for threading needles where I can't find it, so that's what I've done anyway. And I'm going to show you how I sew the button on. I'm going to put a knot in the, that's just to make a knot here. You just wrap it around your finger and curl it and then pull it, and there you've got your knot to start you off. So I'm going to take that pin out the top. Oh, I forgot my pin cushion. Got my pin cushion to put my pins in. And I'm going to come up behind the pin. Take the pin out. And the knot stops it coming all the way through, and then I just do one stitch, wrap the wool around the needle, another stitch, and I go 3 times into the buttonholes. I'm trying to do this from over the top of my phone. It's not working right. That's as much, if I can find the hole to put it through. There. That's as many times as the needle will go through on mine. I would have to use a smaller needle to do it any more times than that. But 3 times is usually enough. And then just go into the back and put the needle through. Wrap the wool around the needle. And I do that 3 times. I can get the needle through it. It's not coming through there, that's it. And that's enough to secure the button, and it won't come loose. There, and that's how I sew the buttons on. And I'm now going to sew the rest of the buttons on. It's very easy, very simple. And now for the last button, take that pin out. And I bring my needle up. I already have knotted the wool. and fasten it off on the other side. Once, twice, three times. That's the last button. As you can see, Tommy's cardigan there. The saddle shoulders, yeah, where the sleeve comes across the top there. And I've put 6 buttons. I made it a little bit longer than I would have done normally because he's a grown boy and you want it to last. That's that finished cardigan. So give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll show you the next one, probably a little baby cardigan I'm going to do a tutorial for.